All right, my little ghouls and goblins, the Halloween event is here and last day on Earth. Let's jump into it. I had a different video queued up here for today, but we are back. This one snuck up on us a little bit, and I'm not mad at it. We're going to jump in. We're going to do a little bit of tasking. We're going to take down the witch. We're going to talk through a little bit of the rewards and the reward track. So if you are not familiar, this is now live on all platforms. It took a little while to get, I think, iOS up and running. I know it took a little while for me to see that, but you got plenty of time. Now, as of the recording of this, and probably as the time you see this, you got about 9 or so days, a little over 9 days, to get in and get some really cool stuff. So we have some new rewards. We have a new skin, which is pretty sweet. We'll talk about that. I think this is pretty dang cool. Looking really neat. We got some Halloween lights, which I'm actually going to try to get a set and maybe put these up to show off a little bit. I'm a sucker for some decorations. And we have a new crypt, which every night a new random zombie creeps inside. Are you ready to interrupt his sleep and take away what he's brought? So I'm excited to try to get some of these. Let's jump in. So essentially what's happening here is we have essentially little locations with the bats and the mist and the creepiness going on. And there's a handful of just different tasks that you have to do. So far, this seems to be very free to play friendly as far as getting this done, because most of the tasks, at least that I've encountered so far, pretty simple. Go in and kill some zombies, go grab some stuff, find some clues, whatever, kill some poachers. This one is actually asking me to get some information from the military, which I hadn't done yet. Necessary equipment says 3 springs. We'll see about that. There's some loot here, but essentially what you're going to do is you're going to get witch's tracks, which is you need to collect 4 of these or get 4 tasks done, if you will, and that will unlock the fight with the witch. That's going to give you ghastly sweets, which is what you're going to use as the currency for this event to turn everything in. And then, of course, there is a reputation you have to level up, as you're probably familiar with lots of the events. So essentially, the infected forest is locked. If you end up killing the witch, you end up getting yourself some sweets, some additional experience. The witch is a little bit different. We'll talk about that when we get there. But let's jump in here and knock this out. Interestingly, my other location, I closed the game on my phone because I've been playing it mobile because I've been traveling. And I came back and playing it on my computer, and that location did not reset, which is kind of interesting. So you're going to see a variation of different zombies. I have noticed some locations have lots of regular zombies. Some locations look to have a mix of regular zombies and some new or slash some Halloween themed zombies or creatures. So that'll be pretty interesting. Who are you? I didn't call you. Go away. What does this want us to do? Bring me some supplies. You'll get your clues. All right, so be careful. You do need to pay attention to this. This one's kind of interesting. I have plenty of springs. Thankful to my wonderful settlement rewards. What was sobbing? There was shilling hearts. Okay, yep. Okay, so that's it. A lot of them have been very simple. That's the nice part about this. These aren't like crazy tasks. You're going to see some cool decorations around Halloween themed as well. Lots of locations have had little unique spins or things that we haven't seen before. So that is pretty cool. There's also some other interesting rewards that we can get with the reward track. We'll get to that here in just a minute once we kill the old witch and take her down. From what I understand, I did not do this the first day, so I'm actually kind of curious to see. Okay, so this did reset. Kill the poachers. I've seen this one. Here's what I really like. These locations, super close to the base. Super close. You're not spending a ton of energy. You're not running all over the map. The biggest run that you have is heading up to the infected forest. So I really like that. I actually am appreciative. They could have made it where you had to go all over the place. This one can get a little dicey. So my recommendation, just have good armor. Have yourself some heals. If you want to move through these things quickly, obviously bring some guns. There's lots of poachers here, so pay attention to this one. They can kind of catch up on you a little bit. You got a lot of ranged enemies that you'll have to take down. One thing I do wish, it doesn't seem like a lot of these locations have any loot. So do kind of keep that in mind. That's not like the worst thing ever. These are great locations, though, if you need to farm up some materials. So if you're kind of early on and you don't want to get interrupted, go do the task, bring some stuff to farm your materials, boom, hit back to your base. Honestly, if I was early on in the game, 100% I would be doing that. Now that's just basic materials, wood, stone, you know, iron ore, stuff like that. But that is pretty neat. I do like that. So this should be our last one. We have to find the clues. This one's pretty easy. And again, I like that they're really simple. It's not taking you a whole bunch of time. Again, I think this one will actually should be a mix of, should see, there you go. So we got some nightmare zombies. This is a fast spider, a lot of health. We've seen some of these before. And again, it's a mix, regular and not regular enemies. Take down some fast spiders here. Thank you, doggo. This is cool. Again, it's just something different. I do wish that these guys would give you a little like experience or some of the little candies. I think that would be cool. This one's pretty simple. We'll come in, search a few things. Bing, bing, boom. Clues examined. We will get our stuff, get our lollipops, and we out of here. Okay, pretty simple. Now, the witch is, I would say, easier in some respects and a little bit harder in others. I've also seen, just from the Discord and a few other spaces, that there's some variation to this. The first time you fight the witch, you don't need any C4. So first and foremost, you don't need any C4. I do recommend just bringing some strong weapons with you. Shotgun, VSS work really, really well. Any fast-firing weapon is really good, but use what you have. The witch is essentially going to have a few stages like it normally does. So you're going to have to take her health down. She's going to retreat. The first stage that I fought the first time, she brought in just a whole bunch of, like, they were raging gnats, but didn't have the health of raging gnats. So you had to kill those. She comes back out. You fight her. You bring her down to another about, you know, a third of her health or so. She'll run away. She does not heal, interestingly enough, at least that I've seen from the one time that I did fight her. Then she did bring in the second time a new enemy. A very cool enemy, actually. Kind of a new little mini boss. Lots of health. That wasn't too hard to take down, but it had like 1,200 health. So it's pretty interesting. So I say for this, come well equipped. Make sure you're bringing in good armor. Plenty of heals. I think you could do this with melee. I don't recommend that, but if you want a challenge, we may try that here in the future. But so the nice part again is that you don't have to waste any C4. Now she's a handful of attacks. She has the single arm attack, which you've seen takes 15-ish or so. Oh, explosive zombies this time. So it looks like these are different, the stages here, so be careful. These are the raging gnats that they're calling fast spiders, which I thought was interesting. So she didn't heal here, but what you need to be careful of, she has a ground pound attack, and then she has a double-handed swipe. So this will bleed you here, but the double-handed swipe you need to pay attention to because it can actually do quite a big chunk of damage. So we did not get, acid melters here. And frenzy giants, woo! Yeah, so definitely come equipped. Acid melters are really annoying. I would rather fight the other boss. And I'm constantly getting hit by this. That is really frustrating. How about we don't? You say you didn't. We need to kill that ASAP. There we go. All right. Yeah, so definitely come well equipped. Frenzy giant's not too bad, but you definitely want to have some rangedness. Let's see how hard these hit. Oh, they do the full. Yeah, okay. Okay. There we go. So we're getting bled. So just stay, my recommendation is stay above half health. That's going to be the best key here for you. Whoa, look at that. Huh. Last time, I think I just got some big bones and some rope. I mean, copper and a chopper gas tank. I didn't expect, that was unexpected. So definitely not a horribly difficult fight, but also not the easiest fight. So come well prepared. I do think this, as it stands now, this event is looking relatively free to play friendly, which is nice. So as you see here, it is a 20 hour, I said that correctly, 20-hour update. So if you're doing this, you can get it about once per day. The nice part, you're not spending a ton of time to knock this out. I do wish there was a way to reset this. because I would love to get some additional fights in, but that's how it stands. And it does not go off of, I should also just clearly note, it does not go off of the daily reset, from everything that I've seen and from what I'm seeing right now. So do keep that in mind, that it does not go off of that. So if you're looking and you're trying to get it complete, just do it as soon as you can. That way your timer is rocking and rolling. But pretty cool event. Let's take a look at some of the rewards here. So my one major criticism, of course, is always going to be paid premium track, and the fact that the biggest issue here is that the end of this, the infinite part, is part of the paid track. If this wasn't here, I don't think this would be too bad. We got a little bit of a trade-off here with the drone BP versus the EX BP, but if you're looking for an EX BP, level 21 doesn't seem too hard to get. I've killed the witch twice now, and I'm already halfway through level 11. So seems very, very achievable. The points that you need, it's not a ton. Every time you kill the witch, it looks like you're making some pretty good progress. You get some cool stuff in here, so let's roll through this. A whole bunch of these lollipops are your sweets, which is nice. You got some genomes, you got a little bit of season experience. This right here is a floppy with mist weather. One of the other rewards that we can get that I will show is basically the ability to change the weather at your base, which is really cool. We also get some jack-o'-lantern decorations for part of the free track, which is pretty cool. If you do the pay track, a couple other, good things. Motorcycle magazines become a little bit more important. Get some good armor for free, some springs. You get some other lights, which is pretty cool. So I will definitely be picking this up, let you know. I also do want me a good drone blueprint. As you all know, there is 200 genomes at the top end, so it's not great by any means. There is some cool new stuff that most of the new stuff is free, which is good, like the lights and stuff, and you do have an EXBP at 21. I just wish the end at least was open, but if you want to buy the premium, it's certainly up to you to support the game. Let's take a look at what else you can grab here, though. This is cool. So this level requires 10. So 2 witch fights, you're going to get access to this. This is a daily shop that resets. Here's what's really nice. Not only do you have weapon mod blueprints, which I think is great, for a measly 60. That's pretty cool. You see, we got 540 already, no premium, 2 witch fights. That's great. You got some copper for 4 of them for 250. But copper, again, has become a lot more important if you want to get some tan fur. I think one of the best things as a part of this all of the rewards, is the fact that you can get some drone batteries, 2 of them for 150. These are notoriously hard to find. You got to be really lucky at Transport Hub to grab these. You got gasoline as well. You got some doggos if you need some of those. That's huge. This is really cool. Any excess points, personally for me, which I probably won't have a ton to be honest, any excess points I have, I'm buying up some of these. I have played and done a ton of Transport Hub, and I don't have a ton of drone replacement batteries. So I use these sparingly, but these are really cool to have and great to grab. The bottom here, you've got ash and some steel. You've got reanimator, you got some factory parts, and you got gas cylinders. So some pretty good stuff in the daily store here. We also have, we're a little crowded, we also have a one-time store, which is pretty neat. So for 500, you pick yourself up a VSS if you need a chopper gas tank. You got some jack-o'-lantern lights, which I'm actually probably going to grab here very quickly. We got a new poster as well, which I'm excited to get. Here is that new skin, which is looking pretty sweet. I like the glowing arms, and the face mask is cool. And then, of course, down here we have the crypt. Every night, a new random zombie creeps inside. Are you ready to interrupt the sleep? Take what he's brought. So that is all of the things that we got, and you can also grab some additional of these cool lights as well, which is neat. You also do have an inspector card here. You have 2 EXBPs at level 15, 2 drone blueprints, level 3 doggos, and of course some genomes, and 10 grenades. I didn't realize this was 10 grenades. This is pretty good. This is pretty good little store here. So strong recommendation. Get out there, have fun with this event. Not a huge sink of time as some of the previous ones have been. Usually, very typically, the holiday ones are a little bit more friendly for a lot of things. And this seems like a pretty solid suite of rewards. and all that good stuff. So we also have some other updates. Actually, I should look. When do we get that? Where do we get that thing? This says weather conditions, install in the weather station to change the weather at home. Can I build the weather station? Now I'm looking. Also, I should note, totally unrelated, but part of this update is you can now craft using the slider bar. This is huge. This is actually huge. What I have noticed is for most things, it takes you up either to your backpack space or to a full stack of those. So you can see here, I can make a full stack of 20 bandages. Even though I have way more pieces of cloth, this is still just massive. That's so good. In my opinion, so good. Really, really excited about that. I think that's really, really neat. Okay, let's take a quick look through here. I don't know, do I have the weather station? I don't think I have a weather station. Let's grab this. Maybe once you pick this up, I honestly don't know. It says install in the weather station, change the weather at home. Let's take all these. Let's grab them. Okay, we got this. We got some lights. We got some season experience. We got some candies. I'm taking this, and I'm taking the lights. I don't think I have anything else. I found it. Okay, so the weather station is a new thing that you can get here as part of the Genesis collection. As you change the weather at your base, for it to work, you need floppies with pre-recorded weather conditions. So you know what we're gonna do, folks? I got the genomes. Let's buy it. There we go. We got it. That's cool. So I didn't realize that it was part of that. Let's see if there's, just gonna double check. Make sure. Okay. There we go. We found it. I actually don't mind that. I actually don't mind that it's not tied to this at all, so that you're going to be able to get this. Now, obviously, play the event so you can get this thing. Let's go ahead and put a few things together here. I want to build these. Oh, that's cool. We can put them on the walls. That's really neat. Let's put them over here. Yo, those are sick. That's cool. They just continue to add neat little decorations. I'm going to definitely get the poster. I got a cool little poster collection rocking and rolling over here, so I'll throw some lights up. I do have a handful of other decorations already as well. Yeah, look at that. That's cool. I'm a sucker for some good decorations. I'm not going to lie. Okay. Silly me. You had to go to your inventory. You had to grab it. You don't have to build it, which is really nice. I need to put this somewhere. I don't have a lot of great options to put this, but I'm going to put it right here. All right. Let's put this in here. Boom. Oh, foggy. Yo, that's kind of cool. Giving you that mysterious vibe. That is neat. And if we take it off, it just goes away. That's kind of cool. So potentially, friends, we might see some additional weather things come in some future events. Snow, maybe, perhaps, and some other stuff. That's pretty cool. That is pretty cool. I am a fan. Where can I place this is my other question. Oh, we could place it in here if we want. Okay, that's not so bad. Put it over here too. Just slap it right in the middle. Slapping it right in the middle. Why not? I got my big one, Rip. Little gravestone here. That's pretty neat. What else did we grab? What else did I grab? I did the lights, which I do like. Oh, look at those little pumpkins. Those are cool. I like it. Some good stuff here. Some good stuff. So get out there. Enjoy it. There's some good rewards here. It doesn't look to be too stressful of an event. Obviously, if you don't want to pick up pass. The nice part here, let's just take a look. So you get 320 and 60, so 380, 770. My math is right. Plus you get some for each of the witch kills. You're going to have a pretty decent amount of these ghastly sweets to pick up. Now, obviously, if you go and grab the premium pass, you're going to have a ton more of those, but that's a pretty good amount of this event currency. So it feels like plenty to be able to do and grab this. And I do think I have some quick photos. So let me see if I can just share with the folks, thanks to my wonderful Discord members, of all of the stuff. Okay, so quick rundown here. It looks like the second row, the grenades are really cheap at 200. The other lights are 750 and 1,000. 700 for the 2 EX BPs, 1,000 for the drone blueprints. It's 1,000 for the Corgi, 1,500 for the Rottweiler. The genomes, as always, are pretty expensive. 2,000 for 300 and 3,200 for 500. 600 for the event skin and 2,000 for the crypt. So certainly within range, I think. Fast math. Again, you're getting about 750 or so, plus you're getting some from your witch every day. It's going to be close, actually, but still some really good rewards. Like I said, you can get yourself some drone BPs, definitely be able to get the EX BPs if you're able to get, up to that level. If you end up getting to level 25 to open all this up, don't think you'll have too much of some trouble to grab that. And then let me see if I have the other shop. Yeah, and then over on the other shop, just very fast, 400, 535 for the steel, 300 for your thick leather there, 120 for your reanimator, 370 for factory parts, and your gas cylinders are 500 a pop. So certainly probably more akin here if you're going to go and get the premium pass and be able to grind some levels. But all those things being said, you should still have some success and be able to pick up some pretty decent rewards throughout the course of this year event. So Halloween is one of my favorite holidays. I'm very excited. Looks to be a pretty good event. Obviously, some small tweaks would take it that notch up, but still some cool things to be able to grab, some cosmetics and some other fun stuff for your base, as well as some useful items. So have fun here in the Halloween event. I'm very excited. We're moving closer to the end of the year as well, which means we're getting closer to the swampy, boggy region, and I'm very excited for that as well. Let me know what you think of the Halloween event down below, and stay tuned to the channel. Lots more Last Day on Earth action. Hit that subscribe button for us. We really appreciate all the support. Come join the Discord so you can be up to date with all the info. We appreciate you. Hope to see you in the comments below and over on the Discord. Thanks for watching. Peace.